Hey guys, Stoska here. Today we're going to look at the trials, the tribulations, the lies, the conspiracy, whatever you want to call it, of the good old, wholesome, down to earth thing that we know and love, indispensable in winter, room heater. We're going to look at the power consumption, we're going to look at how it does what it does, we're going to look at how your bill is impacted, we're going to look at the whole lot. It'll be great. We'll, I'll show you I'll give you a rundown of my own personal heater. We'll have a look at my test bench, my gear, how we're going to figure this out. It's all very scientific, above board. But first, let's start at the heater. So, two main knobs. Knob on the right, going from left to right. We have off mode. We have fan mode, no heat. We have heat 1 and heat 2. Heat 1 warm, heat 2 warmer. On the left, we have a knob that should, well, it seems to indicate that it is an intermediary, gives us sort of control between heat 1 and heat 2. If we wanted something warmer than heat 1, but cooler than heat 2, this knob seems to be something that could let us control that. But we'll find out. We always find out. Nothing gets past us. Up here, we have trusty power meter. Tell us exactly how much power is being consumed at any given moment. Like I said, it's all scientific here, people. No messing around. Let's turn this guy on. Get it started. We'll start with fan only, no heat. This should not really make a difference besides turning it off, since we are not in any kind of heat mode. Let's have a look at the power meter. 14 watts. Steady. Might go down to 13.8. I've seen it. But for now, 14.1. But for now, everything is going as expected. Heat 1 should crank up the power consumption, and we can see that it's gone to 1030, between 1030 and 1050. That's what the power consumption should be based on what I've seen in the past. It'll bounce around a few watts, not a big deal for our purposes right here. Now, to start what we're really here for, we'll go to heat 2. Going back up here to the power meter, we saw that it was in the 1500s, but now it's down to 1430, could go up to 1450, just like before, normal range, a few watts, not an issue. Now, this knob, it's implied that you can control the heat output of the machine, where instead of maximum heat on heat 2, maybe you want half heat on heat 2 or half heat on heat 1. Now, if you are an engineering genius like me, you will know that that energy input, in this case electricity, equals heat output. Therefore, if you want less heat output, which this knob should achieve, then you should require less energy input. More to the right, more heat, more energy input. More to the left, less heat, less energy input. Let's find out whether that's the case. Let's start off to the right. 1430, possibly 1426, 1450, it's all good. We'll go down by half. Whoops. We have all this part of the circle here to play with, but it turns it off. A little bit of a shit design choice, but whatever. Let's turn it on to the closest to the lowest point that we can without shutting it off. Now, the wattage of the power consumption should have gone down from 1430 to maybe 1400, who knows. We are producing less heat after all, theoretically. But if the power consumption has not gone down, then this knob does nothing. And it's there for what? Looks? One knob isn't good enough for you guys? Either way, it's a fucking conspiracy. We've trusted this knob for too long. This video has been way overdue. I've got another heater here. Same classic story. Two knobs. One is the main, that's here on the right, and one is the secondary, here on the left. Two completely different heaters, different types of heaters. This one is a more expensive ceramic heater. Doesn't create, doesn't put the air in the room, but it's still got the classic two knobs. But if the knob actually does nothing, then what's the fucking point? We've got a knob here on halfway. Let's go up. Giving the knob a chance to prove itself. This is it, people. This is for all the cows in China. If this is bullshit, if this knob turns out to not affect power consumption, then it doesn't affect heat output, and therefore we should ride in the streets. We have put up with this shit for too long. Our trust has been placed in the wrong place. Fuck, do not cover. Fuck heaters, fuck Jeff Bezos. If the power consumption hasn't changed. If it has, we'll see. But let's find out. I was right. I was right all along. Fuck Jeff Bezos. The power consumption is exactly the same. Look at that. 1430. It was 1430 when this knob was over here. And now it's 1430 when this knob was over there. This knob is bullshit. What are we doing? What are we doing with our lives? Rip it off. Rip this fucking knob off. You've lied to me too long, knob. You've lied to me for too long. Okay, it's not working. You know what? You're off. You're gone, mate. You're history. Look at that, 0. That's what you get. No power for you. Once again, this has been Stowski, reminding you, fuck shitty room heaters, and fuck Jeff Bezos.